Hi guys, Paul here, co-author of Quit Drinking in 30 Seconds, Revolutionary Way to Stop Drinking for Good. For those of you who have seen me before, welcome back, thanks for coming. For those of you who haven't, we've written a book called Quit Drinking in 30 Seconds, and I think I'd like to explain a bit about the concept of that name. It probably sounds a bit, quit drinking in 30 seconds, yeah right, I'm not convinced, but the reason I could say that is because I've quit drinking many times. It took about 30 seconds, and it was normally, it's Sunday morning now and I'm very grateful to be sober. It was normally sort of a Sunday morning in the early days when I'd woken up in the wrong house and not come home, or spent all the money, or the later days I woke up in a police cell and had that horrible shame, fear, anxiety, remorse, terror, all of those feelings you get when you wake up. When I woke up with flashbacks or memories of the night before, and when I woke up as me again, and I would say, that's it, I quit, I'm done. And it takes as long as that, because the problem isn't quitting, the problem is staying stopped. And to quit is a logical reaction to a set of circumstances. You know, I've messed up again, never again, I'm never doing this again, I quit. And if I could keep to that promise, I mean, it is a promise and it is a truth. If you plug me into a lie detector, I'll pass. To keep to that requires me to stay in a state of logic, but the downside to that is alcoholism, alcohol abuse is illogical. There's no logic in it. And for me, I blame that, or I don't blame it, I use the analogy of my mate Hank. Trust me, Hank is not my mate. Well, Hank is a person, he's me, he's my alter ego. He shows up at the most inopportune of times, and when he shows up, logic leaves the building. You know, in the latter days, if I'd wake up on a Monday morning in a police cell with that terror on me, I'd quit, never again. But when the cell door opens and then I'm let out of the station, there's a pub across the way, Hank shows up. And he says, let's have one. And because Hank and logic cannot coexist, logic is gone. And it seems like a good idea, and I go and I have one, but Hank knows I only need to have one, because for a person of my description, once I have one, I've got to have two. Once I have two, I don't know how many I'm going to have, if I can stop, or when I'm going to stop. Because after I've had that first one, I am Hank. I am that alter ego. The name comes from the Jim Carrey comedy years ago, where Hank was the lunatic alter ego of a mild-mannered policeman. It's a very funny movie, well worth a watch, but it describes me perfectly. I become everything I'm not when I drink. And so long-term sobriety requires long-term application of logic. And we got to know the enemy, and the enemy is within. I had to join a fellowship. I had to be with people to learn to be alone. I know it's a paradox, but in the madness of drinking, I always want to be alone, but I don't want to be alone. It's Hank wants to get me alone, so he can whisper in my ear, next time it'll be different. We'll just have one. And we never just have one. And if next time is different, that's only because it's worse. You know, it's a horrible illness, and it's a Sunday morning. I'm so grateful to be driving around sober, because all around me, people are either waking up with that horror, or they're still up searching madly for a drink that is all gone. And if you haven't experienced that, I pray you never do, and if you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. That is a level of hell that we cannot describe. It is a mental illness. You know, it's a mental illness because we cannot apply logic, even though we're generally rational people. And it seems to be in three stages. There's the stage of premeditation before that first drink. Then there's the first drink, and then there's everything after the first drink. Because when that first drink goes down, all bets are off. And in that period before the first drink, that's where Hank is always watching for an opening. The little voice in the head that says next time it'll be different. You know, today he doesn't whisper, have another one, have a drink, because he knows I'd be onto that, but he whispers other things. He never leaves me. He's always trying to get me. But I'm onto him. I'm onto you, Hank. And you've got no power over me today. And all I need to do today is not have that fourth drink and get to my bed tonight sober. And I stay in the game. If I've made any sense at all, you know, that's great. Come back, have a listen to a few more videos. Click the link below. Have a read of the book. It's free. It'll only take you about 40 minutes. You will lose nothing by checking it out. Maybe there's something in there for you. Maybe there isn't. But I hope there is. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks for coming.